You realize that loose change around your house has a tendency to disappear. You start to look around for it, and find a small mountain of pennies, quarters, and dimes, with a rabbit-sized dragon sleeping on top of it. Keeping coins around in my flat is impossible. No matter how many times I tell myself I'll put my change somewhere safe, it always vanishes without a trace. Even if I leave my jeans on the floor with coins in the pockets, I'll come back to find them inside out, empty. I used to think nothing of it, but in hindsight, it was strange. Still, with the economy in a constant state of uncertainty, I decided to invest in gold. I bought 3 South African gold Kruger rands, each a full ounce of solid gold, just in case the financial system took a nosedive. It seemed like a good plan. Until, like all my other coins, the Kruger rands disappeared. That's what finally made me tear my apartment apart looking for them. I searched everywhere, until I reached the last place I would have expected, the small cupboard that had been there since I moved in but never once used. When I opened it, I was met with a sight that made me freeze. A small mountain of coins, pennies, nickels, quarters, dimes, euros, shekels, and, yes, my Kruger rands, was piled inside. And atop that pile, curled up in peaceful slumber, was a creature I could barely comprehend. It was no larger than a rabbit, covered in dull bronze scales, with delicate bat-like wings folded neatly against its back. A dragon. A real, breathing, impossible dragon. Scattered among the coins were tiny bones, mice. It hit me then why the rodent infestation that had plagued my neighbors had mysteriously never reached my flat. I slowly closed the cupboard door, my mind racing. How had it gotten in? How long had it been here? How had I been living with a literal dragon without realizing it? Curiosity got the better of me. I opened the door again. The dragon was still there, still sleeping. It looked thin, its scales lacking the luster I had imagined dragons should have. I walked to the kitchen, opened the fridge, and pulled out some chicken strips. Returning to the cupboard, I carefully placed one on the floor and stepped back. The dragon stirred, lifting its head. Its golden eyes met mine, wary but intrigued. Then, in a quick, darting movement, it snatched the chicken and bolted back into its nest. That was the beginning. The next day, I left out a small bowl of water and a fresh portion of meat. The dragon eyed me with suspicion but took the offering. Every day, I repeated the process, sometimes adding a handful of coins to the pile, just to keep things friendly. It was a slow process, but over time, the dragon stopped hissing at me. It no longer fled at every sudden movement. Then came the storm. A monstrous tempest tore through the city, lightning splitting the sky, winds howling like ancient spirits. I was reading in my chair when an especially loud thunderclap shook the walls. A sharp screech rang out. Before I could react, the dragon bolted from the cupboard and flung itself at me, clinging to my chest with surprising strength. I could feel its heart pounding as I gently stroked its back, murmuring reassurances. Its trembling lessened. Eventually, it even accepted a piece of pepperoni from my hand. Then, still curled against me, it drifted into sleep. That night changed everything. From then on, the dragon no longer avoided me. It shared meals with me, sat beside me as I read, and curled up near me to sleep. It still kept my apartment vermin-free but also started following me around like an overly intelligent cat. As time passed and I continued feeding it, the dragon grew, from the size of a rabbit to that of a medium-sized dog. The cramped cupboard could no longer hold its hoard, so it relocated all its stolen coins under my bed. But as the dragon grew, so did its intelligence.